Hi everyone. Today I am going to talk to you about the organizational relationship at my school district. So I work in the North Penn School District, which is a suburban school district about 45 minutes outside of Philadelphia. So here you can see how I see that, my school district is set up through my experience and then also my research into taking, a deeper look into the hierarchy at my school district. So at the top here, you will see that it starts with our Board of School Directors. And these are elected officials. They do report to the Pennsylvania Department of Education, and they are responsible for setting the policies that we follow in the school district. They are also responsible for helping to develop the educational program that best suits our community. Now, underneath our board of school directors, that is where we get into our central office. And our central office is comprised of our superintendent, who works very, very closely with the board of school directors. It is his responsibility to bring forth ideas and work closely with them to best suit our community. Underneath is our assistant superintendent, and he helps assist the superintendent in making those decisions. And then he is also partly responsible for overseeing a lot of the secondary education operations in our district. Underneath our superintendent and assistant superintendent, we have our directors. And there are, many different departments in the central office, and underneath each of these directors, there are certain individuals that report to them to help with the operations in the district. So you can see here that we have Director for Human Resources. In Human Resources, they take care of everything from, our benefits to our subs, furthering our education. There's just a ton that goes on in human resources, and we have a whole separate office in our district that is just dedicated to all of the work that goes on that end of it to keep the district of our size running. We also have a director of technology, and underneath that director, there are certain coaches that report to the director of technology. Then we also have a director of special education, a director of elementary education. There is a group of facilities and operations, school and community engagement, curriculum and equity, and then a chief financial officer. So like I said, there are certain individuals that report to each of those directors. But then underneath the directors, we have our principals and our community. So our principals, there's a principal at each of our schools. We have 13 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, and 1 high school. There is one principal for each of those schools. And underneath of the principals, we have supervisors, and then we also have district coaches. So the supervisors are in charge of curriculum. So there's a math supervisor, a language arts supervisor, a special education supervisor, and they work closely with the principals. There is also district coaches in areas of technology, Canvas, which is our learning management system. We have a math coach, we have an ELA coach. So us as teachers, the supervisors and the district coaches kind of bridge that gap between us teachers and the principals. So while we do, work closely with our building principals, we also have our supervisors and our district coaches that we work closely with. So then you have the teachers, and then underneath the teachers, we are all part of professional learning communities. So we have the option to participate in, learning communities that, pique our interest and what we're interested in and what we can get involved in to help, better support our school district. So on the right-hand side is our community, and our community in our district is extremely heavily involved. And that starts from the top, and they do a really great job of getting the community involved, using their feedback and really listening to what the community needs in terms of our school district. So underneath of the community, we do have home and school associations. There is a home and school association at each building, and they help each individual building's needs, and they bridge the gap between the community and also the parents at the schools. So when I was thinking about my experience in my school district, and then, just talking to different individuals and reviewing the hierarchy that I have experienced and I've been, living through in my time at the district, I really see that we are following a democratic leadership. I feel that my superintendent is a very democratic leader, and just like in my research, he definitely treats the school as a cooperative community. It seems like decisions are made based on community feedback. What does the community want? What does the community need? And how can we best support them? I have seen this be exemplified even more this last year due to COVID. When we were trying to decide how to go back and how to reopen schools, there were many surveys put out, and he really wanted our parents to have the option of whatever format of schooling they wanted for their child. While that, had its own challenges for us teachers, it was nice for the parents to be able to choose, I want all virtual, I want a hybrid model, or I want my student to come 5 days a week. So that was a big takeaway for me, that our superintendent really focuses on our community needs. And I have listed here in my research, I found a few other things that how a democratic leader leads. And you can see here that they establish forums within which to hold important conversations to promote individuals' development as well as group interest. And something that my superintendent does is they're called Conversations with Kurt, and he has these a few times a year. They're held in the evening usually, and anybody in the community is invited. So teachers, administrators, parents, just people living in the community, they are invited, and they are able to go have these conversations with him to talk about their questions, talk about their concerns, bring up their ideas. And that is something new that was started probably within the last, I want to say 2 or 3 years. And they've been happening pretty regularly. So I feel like that is a good example of how, individuals and groups' interest in the community are really appreciated and supported. So another thing that is really exciting is, if you look down at number 4, embracing new technologies that ensure generational, successional, transitional leadership and change. And something that is really, really exciting for my district is that They are working, they're collaborating with two companies. The first one is called Notion Theory, and the second one is called Unity. And they are global leaders in XR education. And starting at the beginning of next school year, my district is going to be the first in North America to offer a spatial computing program at the high school level. So students at the high school level will be able to get experience in augmented reality and virtual reality development experience. And this is really fun and exciting because it's the first in North America at the high school level. So I think that is something um, that is just so awesome. This really embracing this new technology where our future generations are going to be going in their future. And it's just amazing to have that opportunity for them at the high school level. Um, so I just really um, think as a Democratic leader, my superintendent, it's very obvious that he is present in the school and the community. You'll be walking the students to lunch and you'll just see him in the hallway. So I think having that visibility makes him feel even more like a Democratic leader and that he is there to support and cooperate and collaborate with, everybody involved, teachers, admin, parents, students. And I have felt over my years in the district that there have been a lot of mentoring and coaching opportunities for me to seek out. I feel like just overall, between the students, teachers, parents, and administration, um, the culture is that we are all working and collaborating together to best support our community in any way that we can. I want to thank you for listening to how my district is set up. And then on my last slide, I do have my references. So thanks again. I'll see you later.